You ever get this feeling, out of nowhere, like someone just crossed your mind, and you don't know why? Maybe you were doing something completely normal. Making coffee, scrolling, staring out the window, and then their face appears in your thoughts, their voice, their energy. And it wasn't random. You felt it in your chest. You felt it in your silence. You felt it before you even had time to think about it. What if I told you that when someone is deeply thinking about you, you can actually feel it? Not in some mystical, out-of-reach way, but in real, emotional, psychological ways that happen inside you every single day. Most people ignore it, brush it off, call it coincidence. But you don't. You're here because you've felt this before, and you want to understand it. If this kind of content speaks to you, if you've ever felt things you couldn't explain, then subscribe. This is a space for people who feel deeply, think quietly, and notice what others miss. You're not alone in this. Let's talk about the 3 feelings that show up when someone is deeply, intensely thinking about you. The first feeling is sudden emotional heaviness. You're fine, completely fine, and then, without warning, your chest tightens, your mood shifts, you feel heavier. Like something emotional just landed on you, but you can't explain where it came from. This isn't sadness, it's not anxiety, it's something quieter, deeper, more subtle. And here's what most people don't realize. When someone thinks about you with intensity, with longing, with unresolved emotion, their energy doesn't just stay inside them. It reaches out. Not physically, but emotionally, psychologically. There's a reason for this. Our brains are wired to pick up on emotional patterns even when we're not consciously aware of them. Mirror neurons, empathy circuits, emotional memory, they all work together to sense what's unseen. So when someone is replaying memories of you, missing you, wishing they could talk to you, you might feel it as a wave, a pressure, a sudden weight that wasn't there a moment ago. And the strange part? You might even think of them right after, not because you wanted to, but because your mind is responding to something it sensed before your logic could catch up. You're not imagining this. You're emotionally intelligent. You feel things faster than you can name them. And that's not weakness. That's awareness. The second feeling is unexplained restlessness. You can't sit still. You keep checking your phone. You feel like something's about to happen, but nothing does. You're waiting for a message, a call, a sign, and you don't even know why. This kind of restlessness isn't boredom, it's anticipation without a reason. And it's one of the most common signs that someone is holding space for you in their mind. Here's the psychology behind it. When someone focuses on you emotionally, especially if they're debating reaching out, your subconscious picks up on that tension. You start to mirror their emotional state without realizing it. They're nervous. You feel uneasy. They're longing. You feel pulled. They're hesitating. You feel stuck. It's like your nervous system is responding to a signal you didn't consciously receive. And that restlessness? It's your body's way of preparing you for connection that hasn't happened yet. You might pace, check your messages over and over, refresh something you already looked at. You're searching because somewhere inside, you know someone is searching for you too. And then, just when you stop looking, they appear. A text, a notification, a random encounter, and suddenly the restlessness makes sense. Because they were thinking about you, and you felt it before they ever said a word. The third feeling is the one that stops you in your tracks. A sudden warmth, a calm that washes over you, a smile that comes from nowhere. You weren't thinking about them, you weren't thinking about anything really, and then you just feel good, safe, held, like something soft and familiar wrapped itself around you for a moment. This is the rarest feeling, and it's the most powerful, because this doesn't come from longing. It doesn't come from tension or unresolved emotion. It comes from love, from care, from someone thinking about you with pure, peaceful, positive energy. And when that energy reaches you, your body knows it. Your heart knows it. Your nervous system relaxes. You breathe deeper. You feel lighter. There's a term in psychology called emotional contagion. It's the idea that emotions can transfer between people even without direct interaction. When someone sends out warmth, gratitude, affection, you can receive it, not as a thought, but as a feeling. And if you've ever smiled for no reason, felt suddenly at peace, or experienced a quiet joy you couldn't trace back to anything, there's a good chance someone was thinking of you in that exact moment. With kindness, with love, with intention. These three feelings, heaviness, restlessness, warmth, aren't random. They're not coincidences. They're signals, emotional signals that your mind and body are designed to pick up on. And the reason you notice them, the reason you're watching this video right now, it's because you're emotionally aware. You pay attention. You listen to yourself in ways most people don't. Some people go through life disconnected from their own emotions. They ignore the whispers. They block out the signals. But you feel them. You sense them. And that makes you more in tune with the world around you than you realize. So the next time you feel something you can't explain, don't brush it off. Don't convince yourself it's nothing. You know what most people won't tell you? That feeling something doesn't always mean you have to do something about it. Sometimes, the feeling itself is the message, the awareness, the reminder that you're connected to someone, even in silence, even in distance, even when words haven't been spoken in weeks, months, maybe years. And that's okay, because not every connection needs to be acted on immediately. Not every thought needs to turn into a conversation. Not every emotional signal requires you to pick up the phone. Sometimes, it's enough to just know, to just feel, to just acknowledge that someone is carrying you in their mind and you're carrying them in yours. And maybe that's the whole point. But here's where it gets deeper. When you start noticing these feelings, when you start trusting them, something shifts inside you. You become more aware, more present, more connected to the invisible threads that tie people together. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop dismissing your intuition. You stop wondering if you're reading too much into things. Because you're not. You're reading exactly what's there. You're just reading it in a language most people forgot how to speak. The language of energy, of presence, of emotional truth. And the more you trust it, the sharper it becomes. You'll start to notice patterns. You'll feel someone before they text. You'll think of someone right before they call. You'll sense a shift in someone's energy before they even tell you what's wrong. It's not magic. It's not supernatural. It's just you paying attention. It's you being so emotionally present that you catch what others miss. And that kind of awareness, it changes everything. It changes how you see relationships, how you understand distance, how you move through the world. Because you realize that absence doesn't mean disconnection, silence doesn't mean indifference, and space doesn't mean someone stopped caring. Sometimes, the people who think about you the most are the ones who say it the least. So, if you've been feeling these things lately, heaviness, restlessness, warmth, don't ignore them, don't push them away. Don't convince yourself you're overthinking. You're not overthinking, you're feeling. And feeling is one of the bravest things you can do in a world that constantly tells you to numb out, to move on, to let go before you've even fully held on. Maybe someone is thinking about you right now. Maybe they're wondering if you still think about them too. Maybe they're holding their phone, hovering over your name, trying to find the courage to reach out. Or maybe they're just sitting with the thought of you, smiling, remembering, feeling grateful that you exist, even if they never say it out loud. And maybe that's enough for today. But if it's not, if you feel called to reach out, if something inside you says now is the time, then trust that too. Because the same intuition that told you someone was thinking of you might also be telling you it's time to let them know they were right. You're more connected than you think, to yourself, to others, to the quiet, invisible ways we all hold each other, even from far away. Trust that, honor that, and keep listening. Sit with it. Ask yourself, who might be thinking of me right now? Who might be carrying me in their thoughts, in their heart, in their silence? Because chances are, someone is. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to reach out, to check in, to say the thing you've been holding back. Because if you can feel them thinking about you, they might be feeling you thinking about them too. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Drop one word in the comments. Just one. The word that describes what you're feeling right now, after watching this, after sitting with these thoughts. One word. That's it. Let's see how many of us are feeling the same thing. Thank you for being here, for feeling deeply, for trusting yourself enough to explore what others overlook. You're not alone in this. You never were. Take care of that heart of yours. It knows more than you think. I'll see you in the next one.